Hello friends, I hope you are well. It's Dirt Report time, the tech and telco show that, due to me having a newborn, happens fortnightly now, in case anyone was wondering of the odd schedule. I have some interesting stories for you today, but I will ignore the overly talked about stuff like Elon buying Twitter and ScoMo hedging against inflation with robo-debt. In today's episode, we have the ACCC going after algorithms, Uber going to federal court, and Telstra fined again and again and again. And as always, a bit of housekeeping. Tap the like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to support us, hit the subscribe button. Let's roll the intro. The ACCC has decided to go after Web 2.0, or rather the algorithm that is its blood, and not just any algorithm, the one that deals with online shopping. I guess going after the Facebook algo that throws dangerous conspiracy theory groups in your face after clicking the UFO over Auckland, photos the FBI doesn't want you to see, link is too much to ask for. In a media release this last week, the ACCC discussed its digital platform service report that examined whether online marketplaces are promoting a fair and competitive market for consumers and sellers. The concern is around the use of algorithms that decide how a product is ranked and displayed on a marketplace listing, such as Amazon, Catch, eBay, and even the old buddy Kogan. The spicy part is how these algorithms promote the marketplace's own brand above others. For example, you may have seen the tag Amazon Choice or Amazon's own products in the top of a result list. Links below for that report. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. The ACCC did highlight the value of such services, but noted that it does not create a fair marketplace for competition amongst sellers. The ACCC chair, Gina Cass-Kotliev, said online marketplaces have an important role in connecting Australian consumers and sellers and make up a growing share of consumer sales, but we are concerned about their impact on both consumers and third-party sellers who rely on online marketplaces to reach their customers. She continued, "We are particularly concerned about so-called hybrid marketplaces which sell their own products in competition with third-party sellers that use their platform. Now, hybrid marketplaces, like other vertically integrated digital platforms, face conflicts of internet and may act in ways that advantage their own products with potentially adverse effects for third-party sellers and consumers." This is pretty concerning. Let's take Amazon for example. Ignoring their posted financial losses of $3.8 billion last week, Amazon is a marketplace to buy many products from many brands. They advertise the fact that you can find anything you need on their platform. But at the top of each page in certain search results, bam, an Amazon original TV show. And of course, a listing of their own product. These algorithms and other marketplaces practices have a major impact on consumer purchasing decisions. And by creating a hybrid marketplace, the owner of said marketplace makes significantly more money by showing their product first amongst all the other products a user can buy. In the same sense, these marketplaces utilize huge amounts of consumer data to target certain people with certain products, usually their own, of course. The report also goes on to highlighting some marketplaces lacking a dispute resolution mechanism, going as far as to establish an ombudsman scheme to resolve consumer and business complaints. This one was brought forward from a previous report. Now, an interesting tidbit is that Amazon Australia sales remain significantly lower than eBay Australia and also well below the sales of brick-and-mortar retail's online storefronts such as Big W, David Jones, Kmart, Myer, and Target. And some said brick and mortar is dead. Well, they've just kind of moved online. I would not be surprised if Amazon lost a bit of its popularity as the rest of the retail world catches up and leverages their physical locations to dominate the online world too. After all, the worst part about buying things online is the time till delivery and, of course, returns in case something happens. In the end, the report suggests building a new regulatory framework to address competition and consumer concerns with digital platform services more broadly. Links below for the full report. Let me know your thoughts below. Onwards with the ACCC news then. This time Uber is under the spotlight, or rather the hammer of justice. Please note that the gavel has never been used in Australia courts, but we live in a Hollywood-dominated media sphere. Dinky hammers aside, in a media release earlier this week, the ACCC announced they have instituted proceedings in the federal court against Uber due to engaging in misleading or deceptive conduct, making false or misleading representation in the Uber app. I know many folks hate Uber these days. Prices have skyrocketed and the drivers make a penny while Uber executives pocket many pennies. They have plenty of competition and the PR department is working overtime. So what kind of spicy lies did Uber tell this time around? Well, between at least December 2017 and September 2021, that's pretty darn recent, the Uber rideshare app displayed a cancellation warning to consumers who sought to cancel a ride, saying words in the effect of, "You may be charged a small fee since your driver is already on the way." Even when a consumer were seeking to cancel a ride within Uber's free cancellation period. I think we can all think of many other problems with the entire cancellation system, like drivers calling you to get you to cancel a ride because it's too short, it'll go against them if they cancel it. Bit ridiculous. Most Uber services, including the popular UberX, have a 5-minute free cancellation period after the driver has accepted the trip, in which an Uber user can cancel the ride without incurring a fee. More than 2 million Australian consumers were shown the misleading cancellation warning, and the ACCC chair, Gina Cass-Cotelier, said Uber admits it misled Australian users for a number of years and may have caused some of them to decide not to cancel the ride after receiving the cancellation warning, even though they were entitled to cancel free of charge under Uber's own policy. In addition, for about 2 years, the Uber app displayed an estimate fare range for the Uber taxi ride option, which Uber has admitted falsely represented the fare of a taxi booked through the option would likely be within an estimated fare range shown in the app. In fact, the algorithm used to calculate the estimated fare range inflated these estimates that the actual taxi fare was almost always lower than the range and consequently cheaper than Uber's lowest estimate. The misleading taxi fare estimates were displayed between June 2018 and August 2020, after which the taxi ride option, available only in Sydney, was removed. Those Sydney folk, you guys are getting taken for a ride. She added consumers rely on apps to provide accurate information, and the misleading information on Uber's app deprived consumers of choice to make an informed decision about whether or not to choose the Uber taxi option. And she also continued, digital platforms like Uber need to take adequate measures to monitor the accuracy of their algorithm and the accuracy of statements they make, which may affect the services consumers choose. This is particularly important as online businesses often carefully design their user interfaces to influence the consumer's behavior. Now, the parties have agreed to jointly seek orders from the federal court, including declarations that Uber contravened the Australian consumer law and Uber to pay $26 million in penalties, not pennies, penalties. The federal court will decide at a later date which the order is sought, including the proposed penalties are appropriate, which I think they certainly are a drop in the bucket after clocking in a chunky $1 billion in revenue in 2020 from Australia alone, and of course $11 billion worldwide. Links below for the full report. Now on to our last story, Telstra, the never-ending story of fines. May 2021, Telstra pays $1.5 million penalty for breaching consumer rights. June 2021, unconscionable conduct case results in a $50 million penalty under Australian consumer law. December 2021, Telstra pays $2.5 million penalty for consumer privacy and public safety failure. There are a few more, but I just do not have the ink in my laptop for it. So what's happened this time? Well, after the discovery of overcharging customers over a 12-year period, Telstra was put on notice. They made amends, refunded those who are still alive, and cancelled the services of those who are not. However, a follow-up investigation by the ACMA found another 11,000 customers had received billing errors. Okay, so they missed a few. That happens. Well, 4,400 of these newly found issues happened to be after the initial investigation, which found 10,000 customers who were billed more than they should be, raking in $2.5 million over that 12 years. Now, it wasn't just billing errors. On Telstra's Belong brand, the shenanigans also included charging customers for internet plan setup fees that no longer applied and overcharging for other phone services. The ACMA chair Narinda O'Loughlin said Telstra had already been formally directed by the ACMA to comply with billing rules, so should have moved to address these issues and not inconvenienced its customers further. At a time when Australians are being very careful with their budgets, these errors are particularly concerning as they could have caused considerable strain and distress. Telecommunications is an essential service for Australian households and businesses, and there are no excuses for overcharging customers. No excuses, Telstra, come on! Well, they did have a few excuses. Telstra blamed data issues, billing system issues, manual admin, and outdated employee instructions. Hey, I told you to do it this way, but you told me this way. Let me know if you have recently received a refund from Telstra and comment below your thoughts on the stories today. Well, with no particular excuse for me, but I need to end this video, we have to end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like this video if you did and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye!